hello, and welcome to Beyond the Pale, session
18.
alternative. So, this is going to be following, essentially, what happened with Healee after she left with the Elahath assassin, Razhath.
My friends.
So I'm gonna real quickly just do this. There we go. All right. So where we last left off, it was the 11th of Istric. You had just left after reaching a river and being caught up to by Horns, Zamtrok, Maximus, and Shiraz. Before you saw Razhath go out, declare that he would slice your throat if a deal was not made.
So rude.
Made some sort of a deal with Horns, and then left with you. And the others turned and went the other way, leaving you to an unknown fate. And then you traveled north for a little bit. I will go ahead and real quickly move the dot to where you all made camp and put it on the layer to where you should be able to see it. There we go. The yellow dot with the red center, that is the group that you are traveling in. And everything else here, the camps have not been made yet. You don't know where the group has gone from here. Just separated. So.
Off on a walk.
Oh, hello in the background.
Get down. Don't go up there.
Has to smell all the trinkets.
Every trinket.
Trinkets must be smelled.
And then Dino pulls her down.
Yes. So, you wake up the next day. It is now the 12th of Istric. Whereas yesterday it was absolutely miserable, freezing temperatures, strong winds, rain. It is now normal temperatures with strong winds and rain. So it's still somewhat miserable, but slightly less so.
Not cold.
Yeah.
Did I wake up before them?
No.
Oh.
Like, you woke up, and they had been trading off. So no matter what, whenever you were awake or asleep, one of them was always awake.
Yeah. I just wake up and hang out with whoever's there.
So you wake up, and it is Razhath who is awake.
So, you want to tell me about that trade?
I do not speak with those with whom I have not made the deal. And you're not the one that I have made the deal with.
You know, it's going to be really hard for us to maintain this friendship if you don't open up a little bit more.
To call this a friendship is inaccurate. I'm afraid to tell you that you are a commodity.
I don't know what that word means, but okay.
It is not my fault if you do not understand your own language after I have spent the time to learn it.
Ooh, what's your original language?
Alehath.
Fair enough. Do I have to make breakfast, or are they gonna feed me?
You see Razhath reach into a bag, pull out some food, that looks suspiciously similar to the food that you guys have been eating. And he eats some. He sets some dried boar meat in front of you.
Nice.
Make a
That's
make a
smart.
history check.
So I roll it and then add 4. No. Add 4, yeah.
Okay.
19.
This is the same food that you guys had prepared. Like, it's not just alike, it is the same food.
Well, whatever you traded, you got a good deal because our chef can cook, right? Good, right?
You see him, like, he's not even responding. He's just eating while, like, watching you the entire time.
I'm not running away.
He still doesn't say anything. He just keeps eating while watching.
I'm gonna look around the ground for some acorns.
Are you gonna get up to start looking around?
Just like around where we're sitting.
So you're not getting up.
No.
Okay.
I
Make
don't want to get grappled again.
I'm gonna say just do a flat survival check. Actually, I'm gonna say you don't even need to roll that. The area you're in, you already know there are no acorns in this biome, more or less.
I'm gonna put a piece of the boar meat on the ground and say, look up in the sky and say, JT, if you're up there, here's some breakfast.
Do you want to call your companion down?
No, I'm just letting him know that it's there in case he's like wandering around whenever we leave. He knows there's food there for him.
Okay.
Because I know he's a little scaredy cat.
I mean, I will allow, since he's your animal companion, if you want him to show up, he'll show up, but
Oh yeah.
he's showing up in front of 2 assassins that are determined to escort you to wherever they're going, so...
Yeah, I'd rather not deal with that right now. He can just follow along and I'll leave him some food.
Okay, so you'll have him follow at a distance?
Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough. So...
One less animal to take care of.
One less mouth to feed.
So you have your breakfast, you see Razhath and the other assassin have theirs, and then they pack up camp, put out the fire, and stand.
While they're putting out the fire, I'm going to use Druidcraft to put it out for them. Just whoosh.
Okay. They stop at partway through trying to stamp out the fire and just...
You are a curious one.
Yeah, in case you didn't know, I can do that. That makes life a little easier.
I did not, but thank you for allowing us another thing to be cautious of.
No problem.
And he motions for you to stand. Are you just walking with?
Yeah, I'm just walking with them. I'm curious now. I want to see who wants me.
All right. While you are traveling, what would you be doing?
Asking various questions, just trying to get to know about the Alahath and, like, their day-to-day life.
Okay.
Which obviously isn't going to work because he doesn't want to tell me anything.
Well, I mean, it's not that it couldn't work. It depends on the questions. And on some of the questions, it depends on the rolls if I ask for a persuasion roll. So, you begin walking for your day. Razath is going to be silent the whole walk unless he's responding to you.
Ask him about his life leading up to joining the Shadow Assassins. Like his family, how he lived, any hobbies. You know, normal small talk. His favorite animal.
I do not. Actually, roll persuasion. You're asking him to talk about himself, and he doesn't really want to. All right, I'm going to roll a d20. I'm going to see how it matches up against you trying to persuade him. Ooh, okay. You hear a slight, chortle and just...
What makes you believe that I joined the Alahath? I was born to it.
Ooh. What was it like growing up in the Alahath?
Discipline. One does not survive as we do without having full control over oneself.
Makes sense. Is it a spell that you learned to stay in the shadows so well, or is it a trained thing?
It is neither.
You're just born able to shadow walk, basically?
No. It is something we learn at our coming of age.
Ooh. And how old is that?
4 winters.
Only 4?
We do not live long lives. And so,
Oh.
we must make the most of what we can while we are still youthful. 4 years is when we are considered of age to begin training in the art of assassination.
And how old are you now?
It has been 20 winters.
Nice.
I expect... Oh. Well, that is perhaps a conversation for another time.
If I won't pry.
And that's good, because he's done talking. And you move another block.
Me asking stupid questions. Okay, I won't pry.
So it's been a couple hours now. Are you going to ask him anything? Are you going to be doing anything?
Just following along. I'm gonna keep asking. Well, not keep. I'm gonna ask if... Actually, no, that's a terrible idea. I'm just done talking to him.
All together.
I can read the room. I can read the room a little.
Well, again, depends on what you ask, and it depends on what you and he roll as far as persuasion.
I'm gonna ask his favorite animal.
Roll persuasion. I'm going to say it's going to be probably lower on this one. Oh.
Good, because I rolled really low.
He rolled a nat 1.
Yes!
You
Versus
see...
my 6.
You see... The minute you ask him about his favorite animal, there's almost like you're talking to a different person.
Ooh.
This is a subject that he seems to actually be really happy to talk about. And he starts talking about...
Have you ever seen the spiked desert lizard?
No, but I've seen the forest lizards, and they're really cool.
They sit in the sun, baking because their blood is so
Ooh.
cold. And then, when they get too hot, they move. And a bug walks in front of them. In an instant, it is gone. Their tongue lashes out, takes it. No hesitation. Beautiful creatures.
That's so cool. How did you learn about them?
I watched them.
Ooh.
That is when I decided what ring I wanted to join.
Ooh, what ring is that?
Roll persuasion. You're no longer talking about his favorite animal. Oh, from a nat 1 to a nat 20. You see the excitement when you ask that question. He sort of like catches himself and goes back to the stoic, serious assassin.
Okay, I'm sorry if that was too much. If I ever see one of these lizards, though, I have this cool thing where I can, as you know, I can turn into animals. Maybe I'll have to see one so I can turn into them.
He just sort of like nods and quietly continues. And you move
Sorry.
another square. Are you asking him anything else as you travel?
No, I feel bad.
No. He hasn't told you to shut up, so he's obviously
True.
he's not that pissed.
Getting there.
So you move another block, and then finally you move one more into a space that you cannot see. But just for right now, at least, I will reveal it so that you can see kind of what's around you.
Nothing.
It now becomes nighttime, and Razhath and the other Alahath are going to see about making a camp.
You guys want some help? I'm pretty good at this.
They shake their head, and they actually make a really good camp.
Ooh.
And you all, once again, are sitting by a fire at night. Razhath goes to sleep, and the other Alahath is now sitting up watching you while Razhath sleeps.
I'm gonna stay up for probably 2 hours. Or a little bit. And I'm gonna say, I know you can't talk, but do you like bugs?
He just looks at you with a somewhat blank expression.
Know what a bug is?
He just rolls his eyes.
Okay, okay, okay. Fine. I'm gonna bring Bugtholomew out and kind of set him on my leg farther away from him and have him play a little tune.
Bugtholomew starts to play a little tune. Roll insight real quick.
This is gonna be a +8.
Ooh, nice.
Oh! I don't need the +8.
You see the other Alahath. He has a little bit of a hungry expression. You can tell from it he's thinking about maybe eating Bugtholomew.
Please don't eat Bugtholomew. This is my baby. And I'm gonna put him back away. Like, I'm
He
sorry.
looks like how did and he just goes back to whatever he was doing with the occasional glance to make sure that you're not trying to run away.
I'm just gonna go to sleep.
All right. You awake, and Razhath
Alahath
is
are
now...
gonna think I'm part bug. Like this That's weird pointy elf like he gave birth to a bug.
You awake. Oh, your phone's
You're up here on her own to lick her bandages off.
I did tell you
Oh.
that she would run up without you noticing. So,
She said, "Run away!"
so you wake up. It is still nighttime, and Razhath is now tending to the fire. Real quickly, while you sleep, I can't not mind you.
Oh,
Love you guys. Get some chili mac.
she's so mad.
Probably not. I'm gonna try to continue the session now. Love you. Anyways. As you basically do your equivalent of sleeping, you dream.
Ooh.
And in your dream, you remember a face. No, not with music. It's a fuzzy dream. A face that is at both times familiar and difficult to establish in your mind all the distinctive features, but you remember a warmth, a sort of maternal love. You remember being handed off to somebody. You don't remember everything else is just a fuzzy dream of a memory. Sensations, tastes, smells. The saltiness of the ocean. There's something in the back of your mind that's just eating away at you. There's something that you've forgotten. There's something familiar, but you don't know what. And just as soon as you started dreaming, you've stopped. And you awake to Razhath tending the fire.
Good morning. Are we going to the ocean by chance?
No.
Dang it. I'm just gonna sit and think about the dream and try to remember the thing that I forgot.
Do a history check for me. You're trying.
That'll be an 8.
You're trying very hard to remember. But it's almost like you don't even have a starting point. You don't know what you're trying to remember for. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna turn and I'm going to ask. You said there are circles, and obviously there's one related to desert, since that's where the desert lizard is. I would assume by the name. Is there one for the water?
Circles?
Not circles. Rings. Sorry.
All of the rings are in Azhal, in the desert.
I'm just gonna sit and think and wait.
All right. All right. Well, what are you going to be thinking about?
Dream.
Okay.
And kind of like excited that I felt like I could feel or see even slightly who my mother is, even if I did get handed off. It's a lot to think about for the little baby brain.
True. And you sit there and muse through the morning until the other Elahath, which you now have learned by now, even though he hasn't said it, that his name is Zahath.
Ooh. Good morning.
You see him just sort of like narrow his eyes, shake his head, and then eat his breakfast. And as Razhath gives you some breakfast as well, and eats some as well. And then, as long as you're eating, yes?
Yes.
All right. You finish your meal, and they pack up camp.
And we're off to see the wizard.
And you head out to the next square, leaving the previous one behind. Are
In this
you
walk, I'm going to do a lot less talking and more like thinking.
okay? What are you thinking about? And let me think of how to ask this. What would you like to try to do while you're thinking about it? Like, what would you like
Remember
to do?
more about my family and the location.
Okay. Pick one of those and roll a history check for me.
The location.
Okay. Okay.
This adding thing is getting hard. I liked advantage better.
So, the smell of the ocean, it brings you back to some of the smells that you've recently experienced, but not at port cities like Flamehearth, but more like the places that you've been, like New Haven. Smell of the ocean, but also unmarred land, vegetation, plants, flowers. Perhaps the occasional whiff of wood smoke.
Ooh.
You travel some more. What are you doing during this bit of the travel?
I'm gonna ask about the area that we're going to. And I'm gonna word it like, I know you can't tell me where exactly we're taking me, but can you tell me about the area? Like, what's it look like? The type of people that are there?
The people that are
More
there are our
visual.
customers. We have brokered the deal with them to bring you.
Hmm.
And the box.
Hmm.
As for the area, it is perhaps the most narrow point of the continent.
Hmm. Are there any giant trees there?
The trees you would not see for much, much further to the north.
Oh, but
Here
I
you
love
would
the
see,
trees.
beyond here you would see perhaps grasslands. And then
Hmm.
the Valley of the Willows.
Ooh.
It is perhaps not a place you would want to tread.
Why?
They say it is where a foul beast was felled, and his heart carved out.
Ah, I know about that.
So you are not completely knowledgeless.
Are
Congratulations.
you are you afraid of that beast by chance?
Roll persuasion. Or actually insight. Let's say insight. Oh, very nice
Ooh.
insight.
I fear nothing. My end, whenever it comes, will be in service to my family.
Though he says this, you can tell that despite him sounding very serious and enthusiastic, there is a fear. Almost a hesitation.
Told you you're delivering the bad thing to the bad beast.
I believe you have already told me about this. You told me that it would kill everyone on the continent. To which I told you, the continent and all of its inhabitants hate us. What do I care if they die?
Well, you care a little about something.
I will speak no more of this.
Okie
And you travel some more. As you are walking through, you see that Razhath is much more alert as you are walking. And he says something in the Alahath tongue to Zahath.
Is there something I should be aware of too?
We are nearing our customers.
Ooh.
And you see that they are both checking for tracks. One of them finds some and says something in the Alahath tongue to the other.
I'm gonna look at the tracks.
Roll survival. Very nice. you can tell that it is a community of people. Seems to be almost. Granted, you may not know. Healee may not know a whole lot about different societies, but this is something that would be more like a hunter-gatherer type tribe that moves
Ooh.
from place to place. And it seems that not too long ago they moved. Also, while you are looking at these tracks, you are seeing snowflakes fall.
Oof.
You're in the middle of winter and it's now starting to snow. You're far enough north now.
Boo. I'm gonna take off my
Um,
bag and pull
real,
out the parka for Squealy
real
and
quickly,
put on her little squirrel parka.
it is the 13th of Istric. Do you dislike cold temperatures, strong winds, and snow? Or any of
I
those?
forgot. I should write that down. I did send it
I believe you did.
somewhere.
Let's see. Okay, so Healy, whether dislike, heavy rain, or cold, it's cold, so that's one dislike.
Yep.
Environment like forest and grasslands, you let me go ahead and pull up my biome map that is hidden to everybody else.
I'm gonna put that on my little spreadsheet.
There it is. Okay. Okay, so you are in some grasslands, or you're starting to get into grasslands. So, you dislike heavy rain and cold. That would have been a -1 for the day that you were kidnapped. Actually, a -2 because it was cold and it was heavy rain. And then today is cold, so that would be another -1.
Do I get any likes for the grassland?
You get 1 like for the grasslands
Ah.
since you are now in the grasslands.
I'm still gonna pull out Squealy's little parka and put it on her.
Nice.
At
So,
least she's warm.
From what you can see of the tracks, though, it looks like they left to the northwest.
It's a little tribe.
And you can tell from the tracks that they appear to be humanoid.
I hope they're elves like me. I'm gonna look up at him because I would assume I'm on the ground since I'm putting a parka on Squealy.
Yep.
I'm gonna look up and say, "Do they have pointy ears like me?"
I do not speak about my clients.
Right.
Unless we were to be making a bargain, and you have nothing to bargain.
I will not talk to you the rest of the trip.
Perhaps that is for the best.
And they begin leading you away.
A bargain for my silence.
She's snoring. I'm hearing
Aww.
just a tiny little cat snore in the background. So,
At some point, I'm gonna cast Druidcraft to kind of make myself feel warm, like a warm sensation.
all right. As you travel northwest, oh, that is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to move it. You go ahead and roll perception for me.
+8. 21.
You see smoke on the horizon. Not enough that it would be like a village being burned down, but enough that definitely is signs that there's people ahead. And soon into view, you see a collection of tents and everything near the mouth of a cave.
Ooh,
And
we do like a good cave.
I'm trying to find the right. And you see, as you draw even closer, some of the people who are near the edges of the camp who are there to keep watch. Humanoid, but with pointy ears, like
Ooh.
yourself. And you hear them start calling out to each other in a language you don't understand. And you see some people beginning to gather.
I'm gonna kind of elbow, say, "Hey, I think that's them."
As you go to elbow, he grabs your elbow and pulls you closer, and you hear him quietly say to you,
Whatever happens, do nothing, say nothing.
and you see
Ooh.
Razhath step forward, begin speaking in the same language as the tribesfolk, and then he motions towards you and says something else. And you see two of the people from the group run off, and you see them come back. One of them a teenager, the other a child that's grabbing the arm and pulling another elf that seems to be close to about your age, but a male. And as he's walking out, roll insight for me.
+8. So 17.
You can see, even from this distance, that there is heavy emotion on his face.
Good emotion or bad emotion?
He looks like he's about to cry.
Oh. I'm just gonna kind of wave.
Razhath, as soon as you go to wave, grabs your hand and brings it up.
Fine.
Do nothing.
And the young fellow, the crowd sort of makes a little bit of room for him to walk through, and he reaches the front of the small crowd. And he walks up closer, and now he's close enough for you to see. He's a little bit taller than you, a little bit taller than Razhath. Has very simple sorts of clothes from basically different reeds and plants that have been woven together to make just a simple tunic with a belt that covers across it. And you see he is now weeping. And he is weeping while looking directly at you. And he reaches down, grabs some of the soil, does a marking on your face, and a spell is cast.
Stand, everybody!
And you hear him say,
Is it really you?
I'm gonna kind of go, not supposed to talk.
Razhath looks at him and then looks at you, and then
Our contract is ended. You may take her now, and we will depart once we have received our payment.
Yes, yes, of course. And you see him wave, and you see a cart that has been loaded with some preserved meats, some dried fruits, and Zahath walks up, grabs the handles from the cart, and you hear Razath say to him,
Go on ahead, I will meet up with you.
and Zahath nods and begins walking away, pulling the cart.
Hi.
And after that is done, Razath looks to the elf in front of you and says,
With that, I leave you with your prize.
and he sinks into the shadow and vanishes. It's now just you and this tribe. And you see the elf in front of you still like on the verge of tears. He just goes,
You look so much like her.
please, won't you come and join us?
I'm gonna give him a hug.
As you hug him, he breaks down into full sobbing. And soon, the rest of the tribe, seeing this, comes and joins in a big group hug around you.
We thought that we'd lost you forever. I thought that we'd never see you again. Where have you been all this time? Why have
You
you been
gonna
away for so
look-
long?
I'm gonna look at him and say, I'm so sorry. I have no idea who you are or who I am. I woke up in the woods a couple years ago in another continent.
Nobody can cross the veil. Your mother really was the brightest star of us. She knew. She knew you'd be all right. And she knew you'd come back to us.
Tell me more about her.
Yes, of course. Of course. Please, let's go inside.
Okay.
And
I'm
he
gonna
leads
follow.
you. Wow, I'm getting way too into character.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you got me. There have been tears.
And he leads you into the camp. Make a perception check at disadvantage, please.
Rude.
And inside the camp, you are not in your favorite terrain.
Ah, that's right.
And you see some of these different tents with people, some of which people are laying down in the tents, others. You see some of the older folk still helping with the tribe in different ways. Perhaps they're whittling different implements for fishing or for traps or stuff like that. And the young man leads you to a tent, and you sit down in there, and the front of the tent is still open. And he motions to one of the teenagers nearby who runs and grabs basically like some tea, and he offers it to you.
I'm gonna take it
All right.
and drink it.
All right.
I don't think a grown elf that's crying is gonna poison me.
I don't even know what to say. We thought that we would never see you again. When you left on that boat as an infant, we thought that was it.
You can start with your name. Also, an infant?
Yes. I'm sorry, this must be so much for you to take in. My name is Harlow. Spelled Harlow. Harlow.
Yes, I spelled it right.
Nice.
Are you my brother, cousin?
Cousin, actually.
Ooh. Nice.
Unfortunately, my parents passed before your mother did. She was the previous leader of our tribe.
Oh.
Oh, you look just like her. You really do.
Did she like animals too?
She definitely had a fondness for them.
Do you want to meet my animals?
You have some with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna call JT down. I'm gonna say, this is JT.
Look at you. And he begins to kind of hey, actually, real quickly, how would JT react if this guy went to go and like sort of like stroke his feathers on his head?
He would look at me definitely and be like, I'm gonna tell him it's okay.
You have certainly found yourself a fitting companion.
And then I'm gonna have Squealy pop out and pull out Bugtholomew and say, this is Squealy, this is Bugtholomew.
What an adorable
I've had
creature.
Squealy as long as I can remember.
And a helmet much to match yours. Oh, thank you so much for keeping my cousin company and safe. I'm much indebted to you. I'm sorry, you must be confused, tired, afraid, perhaps, after we hired the Alahath to find you. We had heard stories that some outlanders had made their way to these lands, but when we heard about one of them that sounded like the description of your mother, we dared not hope. And here you are.
Healy's definitely gonna start tearing up and say, I'm so glad that I can finally get some answers.
More than happy to tell you everything. But first, A turns like, we should start preparations for a feast. One of our own is back to us. She's finally home.
But before we start this feast, I have a very serious question to ask.
Yes.
What are you doing with the Doom box?
The heart.
Yeah.
We intend to make sure that nothing wrong be done with it.
Perfect. I feel much better. I knew I was guarding that thing for a reason.
Your mother actually foretold that you would return to these lands with it.
Oh.
Like I said, she was a brilliant star in a dark, dark night.
Do you mind me asking how she died? Or is that a story for another day?
Perhaps after the feast. I'll take you to
Fair enough.
the memorial we have for her.
I would like that.
And throughout the day, Harlow is busy with some of the others who are going through and making preparations for the feast. You find out through conversation with some of them that they call themselves the Giftbearers. And then, are you going to be doing anything else over the day of preparation?
I'm going to be observing and just introducing myself to people and seeing what their names are. Showing off Squealy because she's in a cute parka.
And the people, especially the children, absolutely seem to adore Squealy. And some of
As
the
they
older-
should.
Some of the older folk as well. Almost like a, oh, how adorable. A cute little friend of yours. And then finally at night, they have a huge roaring fire in the middle of the village, and there's celebration. They're serving this alcohol that seems to be from dried berries that have been rehydrated and then fermented. So it's a
Ooh.
berry booze, so to speak.
I love that.
And they offer you some.
I'll have a little, remembering the last time I interacted with alcohol.
Make a con
Just
save.
be like very, very
I'll say
weary of
since
it.
you're going easy on it, I'll say Constitution saving throw at advantage.
Okay. Definitely going easy on it.
You're buzzed.
I'm a lightweight.
You're feeling a buzz.
Healee deserves it.
I would say
So does
so.
Squealy.
Let's also get oh no, that's not the one I wanted. Where's the one I wanted? There we go. And they bring out a roast boar. They bring out different vegetables and fruits, and everybody is just eating and being merry, dancing, singing.
As they should.
You're buzzed.
It's a great time. We're having a good time.
Yeah, no kidding, Michi. One sip, queen.
Healy's second experience with alcohol.
And it's still not much better than the first time.
Nope.
And yeah, some of the other women of the tribe are coming up and each like looking at the different articles of clothing that you're wearing with some curiosity. Some of them offering to trade certain pieces of clothing with you for different, perhaps, pieces of jewelry that they've carved out of wood, made wooden beads. Like one is a necklace, a wooden bead necklace.
Aww. I don't have anything to trade.
Nothing? Don't you have some of
Gold.
the feathers from the...
I do have feathers. I forgot about those feathers. Yeah, I'll trade some feathers for like...
Yeah, and they trade
cool
you
jewelry.
the feathers, and they start looking at the feathers because it's from a bird that they haven't seen before. Or maybe a bird similar to one they've seen before, but never in these colors.
I'm gonna tell them it's the same bird that Squealy's headgear is from.
And a lot of them look like amazed, like, oh, you killed such a strong hunting beast. And some of them are a little bit like...
I didn't kill it. I tried to be friends with it. Someone else
sort
killed
of
it.
nod understandingly. But during the festivities, what else are you doing?
not trying to pry too much, so I'm just like keeping the mood light and just getting to know everybody because it's a lot of people, and Healee loves meeting new people.
Oh yeah.
So she's just having the best time.
Some of the kids come up and try to pull you over to the side to play.
Yes. I'm gonna pull out Bartholomew for that and like have him do a little song.
While he does a song and the kids start dancing to the song, let's do a dexterity saving throw. Let's say that you're also dancing. Let's see.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you fall on your ass. You like start trying to dance, but the berry booze is kind of doing its thing, and you start getting down a little too hard, and you fall. And the kids
As
laugh. And Harlow comes over, and I think you had a bit too much celebrating, cousin.
You're right. I just haven't met this many people that were excited to see me before.
You have no idea.
Most
And he
people
offers
avoid me.
his hand to help you up.
I'm gonna take it.
I suppose that may just be the nature of our people. Most of the tribes avoid us as well.
I think it's just because I come on too strong.
Perhaps us as well. Who knows? Let's go. Let's go visit your mother.
Yeah.
And in the midst of the festivities, he leads you over towards the cave. And you walk in, and there are candles that have been set. And at one point, you see a great number of candles before a drawing on the wall on the cave. And you see there on the wall a painting. I don't know if it's showing to you on roll 20.
Not seeing anything.
Okay. There we go. How about
Oh. Look at her! Wait. That's me. I think. Is that?
I mean, it looks like you. The hairstyle is different, though. You can tell that there are definite differences.
Yeah. So I am my mother's daughter.
Your mother was such a visionary. Most other people would never have made the decision to side with Mulroth. But she saw the truth of it. His plagues were not something to be feared. They were a gift. A gift to everyone. She was killed by those who destroyed Mulroth. They called her an acolyte of the plague. But she knew that you would undo the wrong that was done. Bring back the heart so that no wrong could be done anymore. Together we can finish what your mother started. We can bring him back.
Oh.
And spread this gift to everyone else. I'm so happy to have you back with us now, finally.
This is a lot to take in.
I'm sure your mother knew that you would serve a greater purpose than any of us. Some of us doubted that you would bring back his heart for us, but I always believed that you would bring it back for us. Even now, some of our cousins are headed north to reunite it.
Shouldn't I be the one that reunites it?
No. You've done enough, cousin. You've helped us so much.
It just feels wrong that if my mother's whole purpose to life was to put the heart into the beast, that I wouldn't do it in her memory.
I'm afraid that by now the party that has the heart is already days ahead of us. They've strict instructions to slow down for no reason. We would never catch up to them. But now all we need to do, cousin, is wait. The glory that will come when he rises.
Don't feel comfortable having other people do my mother's job when that is my prophecy to fulfill.
Yes, your mother's prophecy was never to reunite the heart with the body, but to reunite it with us. And you did. Your mother was right. Together, we'll be able to witness the cleansing of these lands. A strengthening. The weak will die off to the disease, and only the strong will be left. It's nature at its finest. Survival of the fittest, where only the fittest survive. That is the gift your mother saw.
Sorry, this is a lot to take in.
I understand. Take as long as you like.
Okay.
I'll leave you with her for some time.
Thank you.
And he leaves. And now it's just you and the painting of your mother.
I knew this was a trick. Not my heart.
The article on the Giftbearers is now public, and you can read it. Oh. There we go. So after Harlow leaves, what are you doing?
I'm gonna sit down on the ground and kind of stare at the painting and say, there's no way that this is what I was meant to do.
And you now begin to remember something. The children, as you played with them, some of them had strange blemishes. Some of the old people seemed to be weaker than an elf of their age should be. Many of these people are diseased.
Oof. This is rough. Healy doesn't know what I don't know what to do.
You feel a tap on your shoulder.
Oh no.
What do you do?
I'm gonna look,
As you turn,
like
you
slowly
see
turn my head back.
you see Razhath, dagger in hand, behind you. You see him hold a finger up.
I'm gonna nod.
I have fulfilled the deal that I made with them. Now I will fulfill the deal to your friend. We must leave.
What you doing?
I'm gonna go with him as sneakily as I can wherever he's going. I'm out.
Okay.
I am out of there. They are crazy people. I don't like them.
Oh, family reunions, always kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't have much of an attachment. I don't remember them that much. Like, we out.
As you head out of the cave, make a stealth roll for me, please. And I'm going to roll perception. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh wait, I wrote that at an advantage. My bad.
Even then, one of the gift bearers rolled in that 20.
No.
As you slip out of the cave and then start going away from the camp, one of them sees and yells out to the others, and they now start chasing after you. And you hear Razhath behind you.
Run! Do not stop. Not for a moment. Run!
What you doing?
In my infinite Healy wisdom, I'm conjuring 2 eagles for us.
Oh, okay.
I say, Razaf, hop on.
And Razhath sees this thing and hops on,
And we're off.
and you two start flying. Roll a d4 for me. Actually, roll a d8 for me. A d8. One will be north. This is to see what direction you go. You start heading east. And you continue.
I'm gonna yell, which
Right.
way?
Razhath is like looking, and he's like,
I have never been... Oh, this is high up. We'll have to get closer for me to see landmarks and recognize where we are.
I also, in my infinite Healy, very key-brained wisdom, know the whole goal is to go south, so I'm gonna go south. I'm gonna turn the eagle south.
it's nighttime.
Oh, never mind.
Do you have navigator's equipment?
Not on me.
I'll let you roll a d8 to guess. And we'll see. Because you start heading east, and as you head east, you see the shoreline.
I see the shoreline. I know that's the edge of... Wait, we're in a peninsula, though.
You remember what Razhath said, that this is the most narrow point in the continent.
Yes. So I know I need to turn either left or right.
So in which case, I will allow you to roll a d4. Odds will be north, evens will be south.
Okay.
South it is.
Ooh.
You head south. For
And I'm going to keep an eye out for, I don't know how high up I am. Probably too high up to see, but if I can see any kind of a fire other than the one that I came from.
You continue for 2 more. And I will say that you get 1 more, but if you decide to turn left or right, because you don't know that the rest of the party is here, and you don't have any indications.
I was just going to go south until I felt like we were out of danger.
Well, you are definitely miles away from there, but you could go 1 more. So you're going to go 1 more south?
Yeah, but I'm also going to bring us lower to see if he can see more landmarks.
He sees there's a stream ahead, and he points it out. It's beyond what you have available for you on the map, but he sees that. He says,
There, we have headed south. Your friends... We will have to stop for the night to rest, but your friends will most likely be coming from southwest of here.
Okay. Do you think we're in a safe spot?
We should be far enough away that we will be safe for now.
Okay. Then we're going to land and... Oh, he is my friend. I'm ignoring the contract part.
and are you guys making a camp, starting a fire, anything like that?
We're not going to start a fire because we need to stay hidden.
Mm-hmm. So,
but luckily, I'm back in the woods.
You are.
So I can stay hidden easily. So I'm going to explain that, like, I'm great in the forest. We just don't start a fire. I only need 4 hours of sleep. I don't know how much sleep you need.
He's trying to think about, like, how long he sleeps for in hours. He's like,
perhaps over the time that you have spent with us, you have observed how long we rest.
Make a history check. They sleep about 8 hours.
Okay. So if you need to rest or want to do a short rest, I can watch the first 4 hours and then you can watch the next.
If you hear
I think you know I'm not running away.
If you hear anything, wake me.
I will.
And for no reason do you leave the camp without me at your side.
I'm setting an alarm on this camp. We'll both be woken up if something crosses.
You see him use his cloak to essentially bundle up and try to get as warm as he can, and he sleeps.
I'm going to take the necklace off that I got from the old lady and say, that was great while it lasted, and I'm going to bury it.
All right.
I don't need a plague necklace on me. She's going to not do that.
Do me a favor, please.
Why do you tear my heart out of my chest?
Roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
No!
You just met it.
Yes!
You definitely feel like more tired than normal and weaker than normal. You don't know if it's from activity or the fact that you've been spending the last half day surrounded by a village full of people with various diseases. But yeah. And since you haven't actually mapped these, when you awake tomorrow,
Oh god.
yeah,
I'm gonna make some good berries while I'm here and eat a couple. I'm gonna make 10 and eat 3.
very nice. Yeah, that's what I had planned for you to be, your character to be catatonic when the party came across her for if they
Yep.
found her.
Yep. Yeah.
Makes sense now.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Healy's gonna need to sleep for like 5 days after this. 5 full days of rest.
Let's see.
As much as I joke about being the bad plague bearer, I don't actually want to do that.
You don't want to keep up the family business.
They wouldn't let me, okay? I tried. I tried to get the heart back.
It is now
They were not hearing me.
the 14th of Istric. Temperatures are normal, there is no wind, and no snow. You wake up Razhath for his part of the watch,
Mm-hmm.
and you go and you rest.
I'm gonna let him know if he needs anything. My sleep is more of a meditation. So I can be awoken fairly easily.
If necessary, I will wake you. Rest well.
Thank you.
And you rest, and he has watch for the rest of the night. You awake the next day to nothing that has happened.
Ooh.
So what are you doing today?
Having a crisis. I was like, yay, I get to lead a cult. No, I don't want to lead a cult.
I mean, you had the opportunity to lead a cult.
I did. That is not in Healy's nature, though. Once she got that amnesia, that was it.
I mean,
Cult leading is out of the
you brought
question.
the plague box. You've cast a whole bunch of things to bring a whole bunch of invasive species.
Those were accidents. Okay, one wasn't an accident. But those were mostly accidents.
You also remember back to Harlow saying that other villages also avoided them, and you're like,
Yep. This is going to be a fun story to tell everybody. Hey guys, I found my family.
Also,
Turns out my mom was a cult leader.
kind of crazy. Okay, I didn't make a small makeshift camp there. So, I need to move that to map layer. There we go. So, what are you doing today?
I'm going to ask my new friend, because I'm ignoring that he's in a contract, willfully ignoring that, which way we should go to find everybody. Well, first I'm going to say, we need to find my friends, and then we need to find every village and get them ready for war, because this is going to be bad. I tried to get the heart back, I really did, but they were not having it. And it's already too late.
There is still yet a chance.
Oh?
perhaps. The body lies across a vast frozen wasteland.
Hmm.
If we are lucky, the plague bearers may overestimate their chances of surviving and drop dead in the cold. But I am not sure if this is the best path. I am not sure what is the best path.
I know you have your contracts. But I think you would be a really good asset. Is there some way I can make a contract with you to help stop this plague from starting?
Stop the plague, perhaps. Warning the other villages I have no interest in.
That's fine. I just want your help stopping
They
it.
spurn us. They tell lies of us.
Honestly, I agree. Screw them for telling lies. This isn't about the villages. This is about me and you stopping this plague.
But if
I
we
will
were
not
to
ask you to
go,
help with the villages.
if we were to go to the frozen wasteland without being prepared, we would also suffer the same fate.
That's why I want to get with the party first and plan. And I think you would be the best help for creating that plan since you know the land far better than we do.
I have never been to the wastes. I know of it. Our people have.
I got.
I would have to speak to the leader of our people.
Okay. We'll get your contract settled first. So we'll get me to my group so that you don't have that to worry about anymore.
If we move to the west, we should be more or less in a path that your friends would have to go near on their way to the Giftbearers. I gave them the location. They are on their way to save you.
Okay. So let's interrupt them.
And you guys are going west?
Yep.
All right. With him leading the way, I will say that you do not need navigator's tools.
Perfect.
As long as
And
he
while
knows
we're
well
getting
enough, and he
there,
does.
I'm gonna think about all the things that I have that I could offer for a contract. Because I know they want food and resources. So I'm like, what can I do?
And you all move to the next area. The mood probably for you a little bit a little somber. You're still waiting for your friends who you now realized probably made a deal that saved your skin, or at least
Yeah.
saved you from a life living with a cult.
Leading a cult.
I mean, but who better?
I can't wait to tell Amarasi that I could have led a cult and decided to come back.
So just gonna fix this. As you travel, are you gonna try to talk with him about anything?
No. I think he's dealt with enough.
And then he leads you to a spot that's only a quarter of a day's journey away. And he says,
Somewhere near here they should be passing. And we
Perfect.
can wait for them.
Yes. I vote we wait kind of hidden, just in case the crazies come looking for me.
While we wait, we should perhaps talk.
Great.
We are not unfamiliar with trickery. But what I have done in fulfilling one contract and then fulfilling another that conflicts, it is what your people would call a gray area. I will lead you and your friends to Azhalath, but I cannot guarantee your safety there, nor mine.
If you really think about it, though, you fulfilled a need. You needed to feed me in order to safely get me to where I needed to go. So without the second contract, we might not have made it.
We would have made it. You would have been more.
We might not have made it.
We would have made it. We will need to speak with the head of the Fourth Ring. They're the one who keeps all the knowledge of our people. She will know where to find the body, how to reach it. But they may not want to help you. They do not have the same doubts that I do. Our people survived the last time the plague swept across these lands, but only just. And we were almost incapable of fulfilling our duties. We were nearly wiped out. It was forbidden for us to speak of, but my mother would tell me stories. It would take much to convince the others to help you.
We have to at least try. Thank you for helping. And thank you for sharing this with me.
A bit of advice. If you want to convince them, do not mention the villages.
I won't.
We hate
Like
the
I told you
villages.
earlier, our
Villages
part of the
hate us.
our part of the plan doesn't involve the villages. I will send warnings other ways. That will not involve people who speak poorly of your kind. Because when it comes down to it, you've treated me really well.
My
Even the
contract was
grappling.
not to kill you. If
We're
my
gonna
contract
ignore
was to
that
kill
detail.
you, I would have killed
Shh.
you.
We're gonna forget that detail.
Or if, like the other one of your kind, you had turned out not to be the elf that they were seeking. That is how the other one died. We killed her.
Oh.
Our contract was to find her, just like it was to find you. And if you matched the description and the painting on the wall, we were to take you. If not, you were to be killed. As she was killed.
I'm gonna have to let her dad know Thank you for telling me that.
How would you tell her father?
Father, the half elf that was on the expedition.
Full elf.
Oh, the full elf that was on the expedition? He's still here. He's alive and kicking.
So her father is here.
Mhm.
Is that who I saw with you back at the other village?
Well, we have a half elf, and then he was there too. So there were two other pointy-eared people.
The one with these strange things on his eyes.
Yes. Those are glasses. They help him see.
He cannot see. Is he blind?
Well, not blind. Just everything's a little blurry. You know how whenever you're waking up from sleep and the world's a little blur? You know when you get mud in your eyes and everything's a little blurry? And you're not fully blind?
Is it difficult for him to see past a certain range?
Yes. I think. Works something like that.
So then he sees like us in our shadow walk.
I'm guessing so. I don't know what you see in your shadow walk. But if it's anything like you can only see for a certain distance, then yes.
When I enter the shadows, I see only dark and light, and even then, my eyes are not as they are as a man.
Then yes.
A shadow's eyes are not as good.
Then yes. Similar to that. And the glasses help him see.
Strange. I wonder if these could help us to see better as shadows.
Ooh. That's a good point.
But that is a conversation for another time.
Yeah. Look at me, I taught you something.
And he, for one of the first times, he actually laughs. You actually get a laugh out of him. And now she's trying to lick and clean herself, but she's just licking the cum.
She's stressed too, okay?
Yeah.
We're all a little stressed. While we're waiting, I'm gonna let him know I'm gonna meditate a little bit.
Okay. What are you going to
And
meditate
kinda
on?
I'm gonna open myself to nature, basically to be more aware of anything in the surrounding areas.
Hmm.
Like if danger's coming, or if friends are coming.
Hmm.
You know, just the general area.
Real quickly, do a history check for me.
It's like, I swear to God, I'm not doing a religion check. I am not seeing that deity right now. I refuse.
Okay.
So that plus the 4?
Roll
Yeah.
insight for me.
That one I'm proficient in, so plus the 8.
So you vaguely remember something that Harlow said to you about your mother knowing that you would come back. And even though it's baby elf brain, there's only so many options for if you really do come from these lands for how you could have left these lands and gotten to the mainland. In fact, there's only one known.
not ready to talk about being a demigod just yet.
Hmm? No, you remember that
Yeah.
there's only one person ever known to have crossed from this continent to the mainland.
That little shit knew and didn't tell me.
But that begs the question, if the people who killed Mulroth fought against the Giftbearers, why did your mom give you to the man who helped fight on the side of the people who killed Mulroth? And that is where we will end.
This is too much for me. My baby human brain can't comprehend this.
This is what happens when you give a DM an amnesia story.
Huh.
Oh, man. I'm glad that we did that, though.
Me too, but I'm stressed again.